I'm gonna roll record because we in the good part. I listened to Lamont for the wrong damn reasons. All right.
When we gonna get to the good part? Get down to the good part.
Here we go. We just roll this intro. Get to the good part. Hold on. Let me sing that again for a second.
You don't know when we gonna get to the good part.
Okay.
Get down to the good part.
You're right. I'm gonna roll the intro. Here we go.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if you don't know that, that's a problem. Good morning, my neighbors.
Morning? Afternoon?
You know what I mean.
Good morning, good evening.
That was supposed to be your way of saying, hey, you missed that part in Coming to America? Good morning, my neighbor. Come on, man.
Yo, hold on. Let me ask you this real quick. So my cousin sent me this thing with six Eddie Murphy movies. It was Coming to America, Life, 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, Boomerang, and Harlem Nights. You got to pick three.
Coming to America, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Boomerang, definitely. Mm-hmm. Vampire in Brooklyn. Oh, come on. No Vampire in Brooklyn?
It was Vampire in Brooklyn was on the list. But listen, here are two.
You haven't seen a Wolfman? You never seen? Come on,
Vampire in Brooklyn. Lamont, how you feel about?
Preach balling. Come on, Vampire in Brooklyn was funny as hell, man. That was hilarious.
I'm not feeling Vampire in Brooklyn.
Come on, give my man Eddie Murphy some props of Vampire in Brooklyn for Preacher Paulie.
Mine would be Coming to America. What was the other one you said? Boomerang and Harlem Nights.
Is it Boomerang or Boomerang?
Boomerang.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I've always
said no
Boomerang.
R in there? I thought it was
Boomerang, whatever. I don't know. But
I mean, the first one, I didn't know if it was the VA, the way that you was pronouncing it,
I'm not from Virginia. I'm not from
Oh, that's
VA.
right. You're from Philly.
I'm not. Don't put VA on me. But Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights is just. I mean, it's too many. It's just. Richard Pryor.
I'll give you the Harlem
Eddie Murphy, Red Fox, Della Reese, Charlie Murphy, Arsenio Hall. It's like an all-star cast, man. It's like the dream team.
Well, who's the best rappers out right now? The best rappers alive right now. Jay-Z, Drake,
Rakim.
Alive?
Rakim's not dead. What are you saying? Did you see what he just did in that minute? Yo,
come on, Lamont, get your man. Come on,
Rakim?
best rappers alive right now. Best rappers alive, like you.
First of all, hold on.
Are you talking about recording, or are you talking about alive?
Best rappers alive. Come on, man. You know what I mean. Jay-Z, Drake, fill in the blanks, Lamont. Who's the other three?
We got cleaned up first, man. I don't even want to touch that. Can we go back and clean some stuff up first?
Yes,
clean up.
Can we go back to this list that you talked about with Eddie Murphy? What was the movies again? Because this came from your cousin, right?
Well, it was on. It was a meme on. Is a meme on the internet. So it was Boomerang, Life, Harlem Nights, 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop. And then you were right. There was Vampire in Brooklyn was on there. The Clumps or the Nutty Professor joint was on there. And, that's like 7 right there. 8.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought you missed something. Because I was going to say, how are you not going to put Beverly Hills Cop? Maybe I didn't hear that. How are you not going to put 48 Hours? And do you, and I'm just curious, are those stand-up specials, are those
the stand-ups weren't in there. It was just the film.
I just want to make sure I was clear, okay? Because you got to say Beverly Hills Cop. You know what I'm saying? You can't, all that other stuff. Now, if you're 12, I get the whole, other titles that they gave it. But anyway, Rakim, he is alive. He's not dead. He just did a show the other night. You know what I'm saying? Because he's in a new Luke Cage soundtrack.
Right. The Luke Cage, the joint he did for the Luke Cage joint is nuts.
Yeah. So they just
with production by Ali Shaheed Muhammad on that.
Exactly. But,
nuts.
People still want to fight me because I don't think Rakim is one of the greatest. I mean, he's one of the greatest, but not like he'll never be on my top 5 or top 10 list ever. Ever.
Fundamentally,
I don't understand.
Fundamentally, we have a
I'm
problem.
sorry, but please explain.
You ready?
How Rakim cannot be in.
We have a problem. We fundamentally have a problem at this point. I think that we
my
don't.
Top 5? Get out of here.
I think we don't even. I think we don't even have a show if we can't agree that Rakim is not one of the greatest rappers, probably top 3, if not 1 or 2, of all time.
I'm getting ready to start a new feature. This is the part where I'm going to start. You ready?
Go.
Oh, you left? He left? He just left. Oh, he left. Oh, Jesus. Lamont just left us like, yo, I'm out. I'm out.
That's my new feature. How
I'm
about
all
that?
together.
How about that?
Lamont.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead with this foolishness you got.
You yanked the cable off the wall, Lamont?
I'm just saying, go ahead, man. Go ahead. If we don't have a show, go ahead. I'm listening.
Hey, yo, Spud, he big man. He big man.
I'm just saying, I am entitled to my opinion, and dude is not in my. I mean, okay. I get it.
Well,
I bought it.
Give me 5 then. Give me 5, Lamont. Give me 5 hot ones of all time. All time.
Again, this is from a guy that's getting ready to sign up.
Give me 5 hot ones. Just don't give me a whole bunch of extra editorialization. Give me 5 hot ones, baby.
You sounding like my wife right now. You sounded like I can't express myself in the manner that I want.
You sounded like a female. I want to express You don't listen to me, man.
We looking for marriage counsel sponsors right now. If you're a marriage counsel sponsor, we looking for you right now. We need you. We need you on this.
You're not listening to me.
Yeah.
3 black guys are not listening.
Exactly. I had to explain to my wife the other night why I wanted to go back to Maestro. She said, yo, I don't care why you want to go. I said, no, we're going to talk about this. I said, because the way that they do the lobster macaroni and cheese ratio and the way that they actually season the steak in that place, I was giving her all of the tones of the meat. She said, yo, my man, I don't care about that. Let's go to Maestro's. And I said, no. I want to talk about it. So, Maynard, you're not going to do me like that. We're going to discuss my top 5 and why I think they are my top 5.
All right, go ahead, my dude. I'm listening. Hold on. In fact, let me get the other one just so you know. I am listening. Let me put the other earphone in. Make sure I get it. Oh, I want to hear you. Don't start yet. Don't start, please. I want to go down the shirt. Come up.
Let me know when you're ready. I'm finishing my list.
Damn, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let Lamont finish his wheat germ pancakes.
Exactly. So I got to put, and there's no particular order. I still got Chris.
Okay, Chris.
As number 1?
He said no particular order.
Oh, no, okay, I'm sorry.
I got Big.
Big.
I still got to go with Run DMC. I got to do it collectively as a group. Because if I'm on an island out of those 3, I got to go with Todd. I got to go with LL.
LL.
And I got to go with Jay.
Jay.
No particular order. That's my 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 3 Black Guys with the Mic, 3blackguyswiththemic.com. Spud is here, Maynard is here, Lamont is here. Welcome to the show. We do this every single Tuesday. Make sure you join us on our Facebook page and join the conversation at facebook.com/3blackguyswiththemic. Also, go to the website and grab yourself a T-shirt. Also, you can make a comment there as well. Let's start the conversation off with hip-hop today. Drake dropped his album, Scorpion. I just want to say care or don't care. Lamont?
Who cares?
Nobody cares. You don't care about Drake's album?
Man, for what?
Why?
Here's the sad part. So when that song was out, I clicked on title, I go through the songs. Okay, this is cool. Clicked it off. I had to go do something else. He's like, Lamont, how you like the double album? Double album? I had to go back and click. I forgot to scroll down. I thought we were in the age of, you get 7 or 8 records and that's it.
Well, yeah, but the question is, what considers a double album these days? Because when Tupac came out with the double album, you had like 40 songs on the joint. Now you put out 14 songs, you got a double album.
Nah, but he's got 26, 20, it's 12 and 13, it's like 25 tracks. That's a double.
Is it 25 tracks?
Yeah, something like that.
Excuse me, let me go to my Tidal app and see. Because I don't see that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
Volume 2.
Right.
I did not see that. My bad, Drake. My bad.
Right.
I didn't even see
Yeah, it's
that
like
part.
how many? Is it 25? Is it 23?
I don't even know. I'm just getting to the volume 2 part. I didn't even know it was 25 more songs. I mean, 10 more songs.
Shout out to Drake for dropping. What is this? His like 7th album or something or whatever. You know, he is becoming more like Keith Sweat every day. With the whining on every song. I mean, if he sang just a little bit more and rapped just a little bit less, it would be Keith Sweat.
Let me ask you this question, though, because it seems as if, you know, when you it seems as if, like, those who have been in the hip-hop business a little bit, and I don't know if it's just a wave right now, but it seems as if music is going a little bit more conscious. Drake's album is a little bit more conscious. He's dropping some jewels on there. It's a little conscious on here.
It's a little sensitive.
The talk record, you know, with Jay-Z, you know, talking about you kill X, but, you know, let Zimmerman live. It's a little bit more conscious. Is the music going a little bit more conscious, or are we walking away from the mumble rap? It's all about my chains. It's all about the cars and the dope and so forth and so on. Or am I just missing that?
I don't think so. I don't know how you feel. I felt like the double album, which I don't really want to give credit as a double album because it's like too many of the singles or too many joints on there have been out for too long. Like it didn't feel like, it felt like he went back and was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and grab this one and throw it on this album. I'm going to grab this one and grab this before too, you know, he going to put Fake Love on this one too. I mean, you know.
You gonna put Hotline Bling on it?
Right. Hotline Bling is going to be on it on the extended side too. But I didn't feel like it was conscious because I felt like most of them were like sneak disses back at Pusha and everybody who, you know, even when he wasn't dissing, he was like, yeah, I got a son. He's still responding to Pusha. So, or at least responding to the accusations that Push made. So I felt like there was a lot of emotional foolishness, a lot of, he's mad. I mean, sensitive thugs need hugs, I guess, but.
But you know what's scary, and I hate to, again, agree with Maynard because it just makes me feel sad, but. It does. It makes me feel sad when I agree with Maynard.
Why would you? I'm smart.
Give me a minute. Let me do this. I listened to an interview with Casanova. You know, shout out to Casanova. He's on Rock Nation, whatever. He just put an EP out on Friday. He said the same exact thing. On his EP, it's like 7, 8 songs, but 4 songs have been out already. It's like, well, what are we doing? You know, I also heard somebody else or read that Tatiana Taylor did a re-release of her record and put up on streaming with some of the same songs from before this, keep the same energy. So we just wild, wild west. You know, right now, I think it's no control. It's just, you know, anybody who has, you know, I think I posted somewhere, who has a program in their basement and, you know, you can give TuneCore $18.99 or whatever it is to put your record out. And that's just where we are. And I think it's rubbing off on some of these major artists like Kanye, just like, oh, what's Tuesday? Let's just put something out on Friday. And it's just.
Can you expand on the Sylvia Rome comment article that you put out about, you know, the diluting of hip hop? I thought it was a great article about.
Well, I was trying to figure out where she was trying to go because I felt like there was some other things that she was trying to say. Mm. So for those who don't know Sylvia Rome, she's a super OG in the record business who, you know, is responsible for a lot of, you know,
Missy Elliott.
Yeah, Missy and just, I don't know the roster, but, you know, over the many years, but just a lot of people. But she was talking about how, you know, hip hop is being, you know, under attack, so to speak, by, you know, people who are not part of the culture. And what I'd like to, you know, throw at Maynard is this something that's historically been done with the culture? Because you have sometimes these, you know, bean counters or these, you know, people who don't live and are a part of the culture making these decisions that are being put out, you know, upon people of the culture, i.e. like not Drake per se, but I believe that there are probably people around Drake and his circle who are not a part of the culture and they're making these decisions. And I think some of it's rubbing off in the music, bro. I'm sorry. I've
been saying this for a long time. I've been saying it under the guise of saying, if you leave your bike out, somebody's going to take it. You have to defend your property. You know, that's why Post Malone can go from being a folk singer to a rap artist and be in charting. He didn't do anything as a folk singer. Like, his folk singing days was like, he played a couple of nightclubs somewhere in his town, wherever it was, for free beer. And that wasn't getting him nowhere. And somebody was like, hey, man, all we got to do is get you a tattoo, an earring, and let you curse a couple of times, and you can sell 1 million copies.
Yeah, but could the same thing be said for Kid Rock?
Exactly. But and Lamont, you're right. It's historical, right? We know this. We know that Little Richard was copied 1 million times over. If you just watch the movie The Five Heartbeats, you get the whole lens of how things worked. That black artists were doing this thing, whether it was R&B or what was really rock and roll at the time, and white artists, Elvis included, for instance, basically copied Ike Turner, copied Jackie Wilson, copied Little Richard, copied so much of what it was. Now, we then turned around and did an amazing thing by creating Motown, where Berry Gordy had this factory, but once he created the factory, then the formula was exposed. Now the formula is exposed, anybody can go in and, we just need to boom, 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 and then let's do that, and we get a couple of, and so it went on and on and on until we had, New Edition being copied by Backstreet Boys and the other one and O2 or whoever, 98 Degrees, and what's the other one, that NSYNC Boys and all that. So we know that we're going to be imitated, particularly on the male end of the spectrum. Britney Spears has never really did what Beyonce did or what Diana Ross did or whatever. So I guess Madonna would be the closest thing to emulating something that was black. I don't think, and I could be wrong, there's only been a handful of white female artists who have been successful crossing over to the R&B side, like a Christina Aguilera or whatever. Now, I don't want to talk about like Tina Marie. Tina Marie is ours. She belonged to us. But
why?
Tina Marie? But she was, White Chocolate? She's ours. Tina Marie, she ain't never made a white record. All she's ever made was black soul music. Period, end of story. I mean, she started with Rick. You ain't gonna get no blacker than Rick James.
She is ours. I just feel like
Tina Marie is ours.
That feels racist, though. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out, like, what if Mitch McConnell said that about Eminem? Eminem is ours.
It's the same thing as, Donald Trump saying, the blacks.
No. So y'all missed. Y'all didn't watch the extended take of that particular Dave Chappelle show. In the racial draft, we got Tina Marie.
Oh, okay.
We gave up Darius Rucker, but we got Tina Marie.
All right, that's fine. I'll take that. Okay. I'll put my money on that. No problem. That's all good. No problem. Were you done, Maynard?
Yeah, because you were pontificating.
Yeah, you know. But I do want to ask this, though.
Shut up, both of you.
And I know we talk about.
And that wasn't on delay. That was I paused pregnantly on purpose. Shut up. Hold on for a second. Let me turn my camera off.
Wait. Did you say pregnantly?
Yeah, no, I was about to bring that.
Yo, my dude, hold up, Spudd, hold up. What do you mean pregnantly?
Shut up and just go ahead, man. Stop.
How does that work, bro? Pregnantly. Can I tell you a pregnant story?
Wait a minute.
We'll talk about it later. Go ahead.
Oh my! No, we actually.
Do we need to get you out of the country, my dude? What's the situation?
So, listen, it's no secret that I have never had a child. Okay. Me and my wife, however it worked out. So just the other day, I was on Instagram.
Oh, and you saw your kid for the first time on Instagram.
I swear to God, I was scrolling and somebody I follow was showing someone having a baby. I had never seen that in my whole life, and I had to go get a shot at Kettle One after that, bro.
That was not a great pregnancy story, by the way. I just wanted to say, for everybody who was, sitting on the edge of their seat waiting for an interesting pregnancy story from the Mayans, that was not the one. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I said, oh, good God. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's talk about Donald Trump and Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters, basically said we got to shut them down. And the sad part about what Donald Trump was, retaliated on is what they always do, which is, always make the situation more than what it is, and what, because he lies, unfortunately, and basically said some things about Maxine Waters that she did not say. First of all, Maxine Waters did not say to put hands on anybody. What she did say was, look, we got to stop them in their tracks. So Maynard, was she out of line for basically saying, look, when you see these people, get out of your car, create a crowd, and stop them in their tracks? Now, she did not say harass them or put hands on them or anything of that nature. But we did talk last week about, the Red Hen, and about Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and about, her not being able to go to the Red Hen and eat. Is Maxine Waters a little out of line for saying, look, when you see these people, shut them down?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit. I mean, I think we have to shut them down with our votes. We have to shut them down with our money. We have to shut them down with our voices online and our letters to the editor, to telling retailers and merchants and advertisers what we prefer and what we don't, what we dislike, to try to encourage them. But this is the problem. If somebody is going to make a mistake and be like, I'm going to shut it down, and they're going to walk up on somebody and something bad can happen. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not prepared to, go to the next step out here on the shutdown, somebody is going, a lot of these folks that we're talking about shutting down also belong to the NRA and concealed carry permit persons. A lot of these people may feel a certain way and say, I'm uncomfortable. We already know that it's open season for calling the police on black people for breathing. So we don't want to have the police get called simply because you want to make certain that somebody doesn't eat in a restaurant. So you stand in front of the door and then they call the cops. And next thing you know, you got 12 people getting arrested, 3 people get shot, and, everyone was unarmed, and it's just a whole bunch. So I think Maxine, I don't think she was as articulate as delivering that message as she should be, with enough guidance.
Lamont?
Yeah, you agree with me. Thank you again.
No. Here's what I am going to say. This is what and this is something I just read the other day. And I was watching, shout out to Bill Maher, man. I was watching him the other night, and Michael Moore was on there, and they were talking about Donald Trump, and I think Donald Trump is an evil genius. He almost might be an evil genius. So let me ask you this, man, in Spud, because as we're talking about Maxine, let's just do a slight little pivot. So we have the Supreme Court justice that's getting ready to retire, right?
Right.
At a very young age in terms of Supreme Court justice, correct?
Right.
A very young age. So did you know that this Supreme Court justice's son worked for Deutsche Bank, right?
Deutsche Bank, yep.
Is it Deutsche or Deutsche? Whatever. So his son, the Supreme Court justice's son, was responsible for giving Donald $1 billion loan when nobody else would give this dude some bread.
Yep.
So, wait a minute.
And he retired, like, out of the blue, top of his health.
He's not sick.
Right.
He's not dying. Wait. So,
RBG is holding on for dear life. She's like, I'm not leaving this damn bench.
You feel what I'm saying? So
you bring me my Metamucil right here.
Right. So when we talk about Auntie Maxine, I almost feel like I don't even really want to talk to you about you, because these other plays that these boys is putting down, we need to shine the light on that, Playboy. I'm confused.
Yeah,
it's $1 billion, and I'm calling making a payment arrangement. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm a firm believer in a payment arrangement, because if I could keep, even if I got the money, I'm gonna keep it as long as I possibly can until I have to give it to you. That's just how I roll, and I get into arguments in my household. Yeah, I know it's due on the 10th, but they can wait till the 15th. Ain't gonna cost me no more money.
Dude, you got to be careful out here, because if you out here doing it that way, I'm telling you, the last thing you want to have happen.
What?
Is for Dame Dash to push up on you in public.
Dame can wait 5 more days.
Dame will come.
got it.
Dame ain't. He ain't waiting no more days. Dame is out. When you call Dame, you are out of options at this point. There are no more days available with Dame.
I do want to get into that because that's extremely important, but I do want to go back to Maxine Waters, and I want to go back to your point, Maynard. And definitely what, Lamont is talking about as well. The sad part about it is this, and both of you guys can respond. One, what Lamont is saying is that we're so far removed from the playing field that it's ridiculous. Like, we're not even playing on their level. The other part to Maynard's point, and you guys can expand, is that in order for us to be able to get to that level and block them for what it is that we're doing, we are participating in the wrong way, right?
Right.
We're not playing on the way that we're not even playing the game. Not only that, but we're playing the game in the wrong way. And we got to be able to get to the point to where we can play and block and play defense in the effective way and not in the rah, 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 get everybody riled up. Because what I feel, man, expand on this is that Maxine Waters basically stooped to a Donald Trump level, right? That's how Donald Trump plays. That's not how Maxine Waters plays, right? Maxine basically is riling people up to be able to, and I get her point. Her point is look, we got to be able to stop these people in their tracks. These people are doing some horrific things to children and our communities, and especially poor people, so forth and so on. But you can't beat Donald Trump at his game. He's an evil genius, like you guys are saying.
Donald Trump let me say this, and Spud, you may relate to this very well, right? Donald Trump is a DJ.
I'm not an evil genius.
No, he's a DJ.
What do you mean he's a DJ?
He's a DJ. You ever see Donald Trump at a rally? He comes out and he's like, he sets up his laptop, he gets his tables, and he's like, yo, let me see here. I'm gonna play this. Now clap your hands for what he's doing. Okay. Everybody's like, okay, they dancing to that. Then he comes over here and he's just like, oh, let me line this one up. All right, okay. Build the wall. They rocking with build the wall. Then he comes over here. He's like, deport him. Yeah, we're going to deport him. He comes over here and he's looking at his beats per minute. He's just up in the game, just a little bit. Just that he's getting the crowd hype, and then he drops that hit, like he sneaks it in on him. Crooked Hillary. They like, that's my jam, and then lock her up, and he's just air horns are going off. He's dropping bombs. He's just a DJ. He just plays.
I just want to say I'm sending this to the White House so that they know that Donald Trump is a DJ.
I mean, but you do spin at clubs from time to time, and you know that you have to you don't want to peak too fast. You don't want to play the hit record in the beginning. You gotta and then you sneak attack them a little bit, right? You gotta, that song.
But you also know where you can and where you can't do that.
That's
you
true.
You can't do that at a wedding.
You can't, right?
You can do that in a club. You can do that at some places.
Right.
For some parties he know he can do that. Some parties he can't.
Right.
For those who are not following us, don't feel bad. We know what we're talking about right now. Well, I get it.
But let me ask you a question, and I get all of that. And I wanted to make sure I looked this up. Y'all remember it was a movie back in '95 called Bad Company with Lawrence Fishburne, where he was like a CIA guy. Remember that? Mm-hmm. You remember the whole premise of the movie was about buying a judge and putting the judge in a certain place and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't a Supreme Court judge. It might have been a judge of whatever it was.
District or something, right?
But it's like, so now this dude, he gets 2 judges, right? He'll get a second judge, right? This is the guy that we thought was a doofus. This is a guy that went bankrupt however many times, who did X, Y, and Z. And somebody said this the other day. I hate to say this, but 2020, if we had to do that today, we'd be in trouble because we're going to get FOMO a homeboy. And like somebody said, he's not going to leave until he's...
We might get FOMO in 2020.
Because what's his approval rating? And I never looked at it like this. What's his approval rating right now, Maynard?
44, 43, something like that.
40, 44, 43. Somebody said it was a little bit higher. Somebody said it was almost like 50-50, which means almost half of the country thinks that what he's doing is correct. And that's what's uber scary.
The scarier part is that I was watching, the news the other day, and they were, having basically the panel discussion about, what's really happening with the voting, and it is a matter of who's going to show up to the polls. If the base continues to show up to the polls, 2020 is going to be a wrap, right? If going back to this Maxine Waters analogy in regards to if we're not fighting on their playing field, all of this, none of this matters. If we're not going to be able to take it to the polls, if we're not going to speak articulately about, what we need to do about the judge, scenario, and about Deutsche Bank, and about how this is a deeper situation, and that right there, that conversation by itself should make people pissed off enough to be able to say, I'm definitely going to the polls. I'm going to educate myself about what's going to happen in 2018 and what I need to do for 2018 as well as 2020. I'm going to know who my, senators are. I'm going to know who my congresspeople are. I'm going to know who my governors are. I'm going to put the people who I feel is going to be best, that's going to represent myself, as well as, my community, things that I stand for. I'm going to do that for 2018. I'm going to do that for 2020. But the great thing about the evil genius is that he has us so far removed and distracted on the wrong things, we don't even show up.
But Maxine is kind of guilty to a degree of the diversion or the distraction. You feel what I'm saying? Because until I read that until I read that one article in the New York Times, you could have told me that I knew that was the judge's son that gave him that bread. Why were you talking about that?
Right. Understood. I think also this goes to one thing. We have to go back and look at our participation levels in the midterms. Did Barack Obama do enough to help make certain that the Senate and the House were locked up for us, or at least keep it tight? Because the president is the cheerleader of the party. He's the main cheerleader of the party. And then lastly, where our good friend, when we were with El Joy in New York, she and June they shouted me down. We have to start thinking to ourselves, why won't we move? Donald Trump won 80,000 votes to get this. He lost by 3 million votes, right? If we're playing a basketball game and I got 108 and you got 96 and there's 3 minutes on the clock left, all those points, there's 10 seconds on the clock, every point after that I score is just showing off. So if you live in Brooklyn or if you live in New York City, we know New York is going to go Democratic by probably more than 1 million extra votes. But if you live somewhere, Brooklyn, Detroit, Chicago, LA, and you're unemployed, for instance, if you feel like the schools aren't working for you, and you don't have a job, and maybe the community that you live in may not be the best community in general, why can't we convince 25,000 people to move to Madison Heights, Michigan, out of Detroit? Why can't we convince 25,000 people to move to parts of Wisconsin? And what El Joy's argument and their argument was like, do you know what it takes to do that? And people want to, but these people who are coming from Guatemala coming to America uncertain as to what they're getting themselves into, but they know that they're moving for something better. And if you are unemployed or look, McDonald's pays $13 an hour pretty much everywhere in the country. Do you want to make $13 an hour in New York City, or do you want to make $13 an hour in Madison Heights? So I think we have to start. I think our electorate.
It goes back to Boys in the Hood when Lawrence Fishburne said, "You don't know why? Because they want us to kill ourselves." I mean, right? I mean, the sad part about, and I'm sorry to take this, conversation deep, but it's extremely important for what it is that you are saying, because, and everything we are saying, because we're moving in the wrong direction. And first of all, we're not even on the level playing field. Goes back to what we talked about with E40, and I love some 40. Shout out to 40, got the brand new tequila. I'm not mad at 40, but we out here buying liquor. Now, the sad part about it is that E40 out here buying liquor brands. But we out here buying liquor. We out here buying Gucci belts. We out here buying, Ferragamo belts. We all out here trying to look the part. We all out here trying to make people believe that we have something that we don't. We moving in the wrong direction. We got to take that same energy, that same type of, momentum, and we got to take that stuff to the polls. We got to take that stuff to educating people. It's like,
I can't get no G's around my waist. I mean, I'm
not mad at that. Get you some G's around your waist. If you got the money, it ain't tricking if you got it. But again,
here's a
it's
hole
sad.
in your
Let me say this and I'll be done. The sad thing about it is that we'll listen to T.I. in the wrong way, right? We'll listen to everything T.I. has to say on the hustle, trap music, dope boy angle. But when he starts talking about boycotting Houston's and talking about, revolutionizing and all that other stuff, then everybody want to talk. You don't got enough people out there supporting that situation, but you got more people at the concert, then you got more people following T.I. to do something different.
Is T.I.'s BET show on yet, or is it still like?
Yeah, it's on.
It's on. Yo, and with the promos with this green suit.
Listen, we not fashion experts, man. Let T.I.
T.I.
live,
look a little
man.
bit like a leprechaun.
Listen, let T.I. live, man.
He look a little bit like a leprechaun.
Look, I got T.I. family, so I'm not even touching no T.I. I got people who run with T.I. in these streets. So I like T.I.
You look at T.I. That shit ain't hot.
So wait. Can we got some more cleanup. And I get all that. I get the whole we need to do X, Y, and Z, but even if we had, like you said, let's take New York, for example. Maynard said that the state overall is going to vote Democratic, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So let's just say we had 70% turnout in the state of New York overall. So that means 30% didn't vote. Even if we had that extra 15% out of the 30 that didn't vote, that's still not going to help the bottom line. Am I correct?
No, it will. So remember, do the math. What we're talking about is in some districts, in a couple of counties in this country, Donald Trump won some votes. That number wound up being like 85, 90,000 votes. I'll give you a better example, actually. Every year, Tim Russert did it years ago when he said, this election is going to come down. He wrote it on a board. Florida, right? And we've known that Florida's been an issue since the Al Gore, George Bush election, right? Now, Miami is relatively blue. Puerto Rico is just a boat ride away. The island is in disarray because of the hurricane. Mm-hmm. You move to Miami and you just would continue to win Miami. But if we moved them out to what Joe Scarborough always says is the redneck Riviera out at the Gulf Coast portion of Miami, kind of where Miami and Alabama and New Orleans or Louisiana meet. If you move 15 or 20 or 30,000 people who are leaving Puerto Rico for Florida anyway, if they moved there, you win that district, you may flip the whole state of Florida. That's 29 electoral votes.
I know, but
or whatever it may be. I don't know if it's 29.
You still missing where I was trying to go. And where I was trying to go with Spudd, what he was saying is that he's right about to get out and vote and the things of that nature. But if you already have a district that's already blue, right? Because the Hillary did win by 3 million more popular votes, correct?
Right.
But this is not a game of popular votes. So if I already have this certain sector locked up, it's exactly what you're saying. We got to go to the certain sectors that are not locked up.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Lamont.
So what I'm saying is that those extra votes that I would have got in an area that's already locked up, kind of, sort of, it don't really matter.
That's what's my point from the beginning. Right. Were you listening to me? All those extra votes is
what he said.
What I said, but he just went like this. And that just made all the difference. Right, that's what I'm saying. How do we move? Oh, here he go again. Here he go again. Lamont just left. It's okay. Look, it's just going to be me and you from here on, Spud. Come back. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Come back, Lamont. Come back.
Let me start doing that. Let me start doing that.
Hey, what's the name of that show on ESPN? Is it ESPN where everybody go in timeout? What show is that?
Not Around the Horn.
Around the Horn, yeah. We're going to have to start doing that. Right. Get us some air horns and just,
put people in timeout.
All right, so where we go to?
Let's go to, Dame Dash and Lee Daniels.
Lee Daniels.
You know, you can say what you want to about Dame Dash, but there's one thing you can't say about Dame Dash. Dame Dash be right on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but
Dame Dash, the way that he approaches it, the way he says it, the way he,
It ruffles your feathers. When he says certain things, it ruffles your feathers.
You know, even when he was back on the Breakfast Club, you know, about owning your own stuff and about him, you know, actually owning his own radio station and blah, 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 blah. I mean, he was right in that situation as well. You know, I mean, the sad part about it is that Dame just ruffles your feathers, you know. And
he's only, I think with the ownership piece, he's only partially right. Look, if you own a business, right, at some point, what he's saying is, how you consider yourself a man? This was his thing. This ultimately what it came down to. How do you consider yourself a man if you have a boss? But if you are a business owner, how are you going to be a business owner of something like a radio station if you don't have people who want to work for you? People want to come to work. So he basically is telling everybody who works for him, you ain't a man because I give you a paycheck. And you don't give me a paycheck. I earn money. Like, I'm only exchanging my goods and services with you for the amount of money that you think it's worth. And we have to agree. So as long as you not saying, look, I'm going to pay you $15,000 and fair market value is $40,000 or whatever it may be. As long as I'm earning fair market value from you and you're getting fair market value from me, I can still stand up and look at myself comfortably and be a man. Yeah, but
the sad part about it is that most people who has a boss is not getting fair market value.
Sure you
right?
are.
No, there's no way. There are plenty, especially in corporate America now, there are people out there that are working 3 and 4 positions to make one salary. So no, it's not fair market value. You know what I'm saying? And then to want to the other extent, what I think he was also saying, I disagree with the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you're not a man if you ain't got no boss. Look, everybody's not cut out to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's not cut out to be a business owner. So I kind of disagree with that part. But I understand the sense of, look, if you can't control your own destiny and you out here saying that you do, then you really are not controlling your own destiny to the extent. But I don't agree with the fact of, you know, there ain't no man if you ain't got no boss. But look, we have the capabilities, we have the skills, we have the education, we have the knowledge to be able to run corporations, radio stations, businesses on our own. More of us should be doing that is what I got. And I agree with that in the sense of we should be out here controlling our own destiny. I know that was a lot, but.
Well, that's not what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss why he's out here pulling up at Diana Ross concerts.
Well, yeah. Well, but look, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, sure. So the story goes, for those who don't know, the boy Lee Daniels had borrowed money from Dame. What movie was he trying to make back when he borrowed the money?
Precious.
Nah, what was it? Precious?
It was
before Precious.
Shadow Boxer.
Yeah,
Shadow. That's it.
No, I thought it was another movie, and then he found Shadow Boxer, and that was a different, you know what I'm saying, movie.
So he took some cash off of Dame.
$2 million.
No, I think he took 5 off of Dame, but the settlement ultimately was for 2. He took some money off of Dame. Put it like that. It was it was multiple millions, whether it was 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. M's in his bank
I thought
account.
it was he got $2 million from Dame, and the movie ended up costing 5. That he had to get other investors for.
Yeah, but he didn't. You're right. It was a movie. It wasn't Shadow Boxer. It was another movie that didn't get made.
Right.
Right. And so he just kept the movie and just kept rolling on it. Like, all right, he kept.
And
the
he
money.
promised Dame all this executive stuff,
Right.
and he was going to bring him in to,
And
you know, the fold and all this other stuff.
He told him he was going to give him the EP credit on title on Precious, which he didn't. Then, you know, he just that catapulted his level of success. Lee Daniels, from Precious to The Butler to, like, he's had like 3, you know, kind of big joints, and then with Empire and Star on Fox, and Dame got a settlement against him in court to say, yo, you owe me this $2 million. So, like, everybody who watches Judge Judy, and they say, you know, Judge Judy says the settlement is in the favor of this person for $5,000. Sometimes that money don't get paid. Judge Judy just can't come and get you and make you pay it. So apparently that's what happened. Dame was like, yo, I want my money. And he pushed him. He pressed up on him in public.
This is where you come in, Lamont.
Y'all don't really want to know my opinion.
I do.
Sure we do.
And that's the reason why we invite you on the show. That's the reason why we call it Three Black Guys with the Mic.
I got you, man. But I just think, Dame.
Unless you're working a Dame Dash record right now.
I'll be honest with you. If Dame Dash called me or one of his crew, and I'm like, I'm good. I'll pass.
You're not working a Dame record?
You got a record. Me and Maynard will work it.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Because I've always felt like Dame Dash was a clown. I mean, just like Bozo, you know what I'm saying? He's there to put on a show.
Sorry, wait.
Whoa.
Is this the cactus or?
Whoa.
No, he won't let me get a cactus. You know what I'm saying?
You can go for that.
No. I mean, I think that there's always been a reason why, you never saw Biggs or Tata.
You?
No, that's cool. We don't need that. We're good. It's always funny. You notice that they just kind of separated themselves from Dame. Did you ever notice that? Not just Jay, but everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. And
I guess I can't finish. So go ahead.
No, I agree. I'm just saying I agree with you. You asked a question.
But you was getting ready to get started. I know how you.
My dude, just go. You always in your feelings.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like,
you a Drake record.
Like,
no, it didn't have the wheat germ pancakes. That wheat germ pancake didn't.
That kind of threw me off.
Fix.
See, and again, here's my thing about Dame. I guarantee you, he wouldn't have did that. To Harvey Weinstein.
Well, he said he punched Harvey Weinstein and slapped Harvey Weinstein in the face.
Yeah, but he didn't go. He didn't go on his Instagram. He didn't do all that other shenanigans and talking like he's doing right now about Harvey. And we're not saying that Harvey no gangster, but he ain't talking to them.
But wait. So that's an interesting question. So did somebody tape it and then give it to TMZ, or did Dame tape it? Did Dame have somebody tape it?
I don't know.
That would be some suckers right there. If he was like, yo, take my phone, record this, I'm about to confront Lee Daniels at the Diana Ross concert, then I'd be like, okay, Dame, that's why.
Honestly, everybody knew about it, so it probably was somebody just taping it and sold it to TMZ, because TMZ got that bread out here. Harvey, he paying for everything. You know what I'm saying? You got half of a video, he paying.
So what did we learn then? What did we learn?
Stay away from Dame Dash.
Stay away from Dame.
Like Jay-Z.
Okay.
Simple.
I think the one thing I learned is when somebody said you got me out here looking crazy, you probably busting around and need to guard your grill. When you hear the words, you got me out here looking crazy, it's a strong possibility that you're going to get punched in the face.
Is that what Dame said?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this question. And even before Dame Dash knew who Lee Daniels wasn't he out here looking crazy?
He was out here.
I don't think that Dame Dash is going to do anything to Lee Daniels, right? We talk about how long ago is this? 10 years, 15 years, he probably gave, you know what I'm saying? He probably ain't had $2 million in the last 10 years liquid.
My dude, you see me out here getting foreclosed on. You see they taking cars. My baby mama ain't getting her child support. I need my $2 million.
I don't even care nothing about that. That ain't got nothing. What's going on in my life ain't got nothing to do with the fact that I gave you $2 million and you didn't run me my money back. The crazy thing of it is that, it's like, well, wait, if you gave him $2 million 10 years ago, why are you just now having this conversation about $2 million? It ain't like y'all don't run. You live in L.A. I'm sure Lee Daniels live in L.A. I'm sure you've seen Lee Daniels within the 10 years. And I understand that the social media game is totally different nowadays. Regardless, Lee Daniels, you owe my man $2 million. Or you either owe him an opportunity for him to be able to make $2 million.
Exactly.
Either way, you got to be able to run that favor back. Period.
We out of opportunities now. You got to give him his money because, you know how the opportunities work. Look, I'm gonna put you on this thing, and when they make us money, then you get yours.
It ain't even about the opportunity.
The opportunity is a done. That's a no. I just want if I'm Dame, I just want my cash. I want cash.
Yeah, agreed. But if my opportunities makes me $5 million, I'd rather take the opportunity because it gives you the opportunity. If you it's kind of like a washed up actor who goes back and somebody gives them a film. They ain't worked in 10 years, but this person, gets them a film. And let's just take Tiffany Haddish, right? All of a sudden, you're in Girls Trip. You've been out here working 10 years. You ain't made no money. And now all of a sudden, you done made $20 million in 2 years off of one movie. The opportunity could do the same exact thing for Dame. It's like, yo,
it could be.
Put me in this or do me this way. Introduce me to Fox or whatever, I'll make $5 million. Fuck that $2 million. Just give me the opportunities.
It could be, or it could be a total loss. Because if I'm Dame, I'm saying, look, I just want my $2 million. Let's make it simple. If I'm Lee Daniels, the first thing I say is, yeah, you know what, you right. Here is your $2 million. Because if he puts him in an opportunity to get some money on the back end of something, and then, oh well, we ran a little bit over budget on this, and then this happened. You don't want, put it like this. If you put Dame in the middle of an opportunity, then you have a partner. Do you want to be a partner with Dame on a project that you're working? That's the question.
No, you don't.
Right.
Because
so
that's
then
going
don't
back
put
to Lamont's point. No.
Don't put him in an opportunity.
If I do that, from a Lee Daniels perspective, if I say, you know what, I can't give you $2 million, but here's what I can give you. I can give you executive producer on Star. I can give you executive producer on Empire. I can give you a reoccurring role. You could be able to make, your $2 million back or whatever. And even if it doesn't happen, I did my part.
So if I'm gonna get a recurring role, I'm gonna work for my money. But you owe me my money. I shouldn't have to work for it. You owe me my money.
But that's a bigger opportunity for me, because just going back to Lamont and what you're saying is that nobody wants to mess with Dame in the industry.
Right.
So if I get my opportunity to be able to come back and save face, now Fox wants to work with Dame. Now, whatever. NBC wants to work with Dame. With Dame. But Dame comes back and then, whatever. I don't know, Columbia says, oh, shoot, I saw you on Empire. I see you doing your thing. You got 3 movies in the can. Let me greenlight these movies. That makes more money than you giving me my $2 million back.
But you know why that won't work, Spudd and Maynard? And this is real simple.
Because you all are Dame.
Because his name is Dame.
You all are trying to do honorable stuff with unhonorable people. You know what I'm saying? Lee Daniels is like, look, dog, you toxic. Yep, you looked out. Yep, I could probably not give you this bread back, whatever. But now he running up on him like he
should have been ran up on him, though. He should have been ran up on him. But it's been like 10 years.
Right. Listen, man, y'all better be careful. Lee Daniels ain't no.
As soon as Jay-Z said Rockefeller's over, I'm taking this Rockefeller money. Exactly. I would have been at Lee Daniels' door like, yo, I need that $2 million. Yep. You see what Jay just did? He took my Rockefeller stamp. I need that $2 million right now.
Okay. Simple. This ain't rocket science.
It ain't rocket science.
It ain't rocket science. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. We want to send all of our condolences to the families who lost lives in the Maryland shooting in Annapolis that happened over the weekend. We're going to keep it moving. So we just wanted to give everybody a little bit of condolences there. I hate to move from that into the cactus of the week, but we got to get to the cactus before we go. This is where somebody says some stupid-ish and they got to choke on their words. Cactus, Maynard?
There is a cactus. This country
because of Dave Dash. No, I'm just kidding.
This country has a long history of uncomfortable optics, which go back years and years and years since we've been able to actually capture images on a piece of, I guess it was cellulite or film, basically.
Cellulite?
Yeah, or cellulose or something. That what old film used to be kind of made out of. I don't know what it was, but whatever it is. And you remember the images, say for instance, of Abraham Lincoln. There is a photograph of him, and there are other images that we remember from years in the past. We remember images of black men being hung from trees. We remember images of firefighters and police officers sicking dogs and opening up water hoses and water cannons on African Americans who just wanted to protest. They wanted to protest unfair and unjust conditions in the cities in which they live. And here recently, after a shooting incident in the Pittsburgh area of a young black man named Antoine Rose, and I'm not here to discuss whether the cop was wrong or right. That I know there's a discussion around that. He was unarmed, but the mayor of that area Her last name, her name is Karen Piccone of Arnold, Pennsylvania. Karen Piccone went onto her Facebook page and said, if people want to protest, if these blacks want to come out and protest this police department, she in fact asked the fire department she put a picture, an image of not riots, I don't want to say that, of protesters in the 60s being sprayed by hoses in the 60s in Alabama and other southern cities, where these blacks were basically being sprayed down by the fire department to discourage their protest. It turns out that those firefighters, those police chiefs, those fire chiefs, those mayors of those towns in the 60s, they're on the wrong side of history. They were for Jim Crow and for oppression. She wanted to give the image to the police chief and the fire chief of her town that she runs now as the mayor, saying this should be done today. We should open up hoses on blacks who protest the police department. We should open up fire hoses on African Americans who think that this is unjust. And they could be right, they could be wrong, but they have a right to protest. They have a right to walk and say, we don't like this. They have a right to raise their voice. She has essentially asked the fire chief to blast these people with fire hoses on her own Facebook page. Now, she's since taken down the post. But we have to recognize that, and I said this a long time ago, art and images have power. All right. There was a reason why Hitler destroyed so much art of the Jews. There's a reason why we believe that Jesus is white with blue eyes and blonde hair. These images have power. And when she used this image from Jim Crow era America, she is sending a message not only that to discourage the protest, also to send a message to say, hey, Jim Crow wasn't so bad. There are good people on both sides. They're animals. There are all these different things that we've heard over the past 18 months to 2 years that have been always there. You know, Donald Trump didn't make these people crazy. So many of these people were always crazy. They just needed an opportunity to come up and a straw to help filter them up to the top. And he's been that. And this woman, this mayor of Arnold, Pennsylvania, again, her name is Karen Piccone. She's the wackest person ever elected to office in Arnold, Pennsylvania. And for that, she gets the Cactus of the Week. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, don't do that. When they go low, we go high.
What if I just raise it up high like this?
No, don't do that neither. You got a little ring right there. You got a little ring right there.
You can't see.
Oh,
You got a ring.
Man, I'm not even gonna get into it. It's so much happening, man. Man, hide your kids, hide your wife, man. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
And I was gonna say, you know what? I saw that too, Maynard, and you know what I thought is that it's very scary to be a young person right now. You know what I'm saying? Because if you just sit back and watch the adults, and you know, it's sad. You know what I'm saying? From the grandmothers twerking on Instagram to the politicians to the local. This is a hot mess, bruh. It's like, I don't know. And then I understand why a lot of these young people are, you know, popping the pills and smoking the weed and trying to get away. And some even have, you know, thoughts of no hope and just, this is sad. This is really psychological warfare. And I feel like they're trying to kill us. You know what I'm saying?
But look at it from this perspective as well, right?
What?
You know, when Steve Stout wrote the book, The Taming of America, he came out with a great book that basically said that, you know, the younger generation don't see color, right? And I would agree with that when you look at the Obama era, right? For us, it was like, oh my God, we got a black president. For my son, it was like, Okay.
So we do.
We got a black president. What does that mean? Right. It didn't mean anything to him because for him, he couldn't see Jim Crow. He don't know nothing about Jim Crow. But when you look at what the mayor of this city did, now you put the images back into these young people's minds of, oh,
that's how it's going down.
That's how it's going down. Okay. It's kind of like when the slave kid had a friend in the house. Oh, we cool until it's time for you to pick some cotton. But when it's time for you to pick some cotton, we're really not friends. Or when I grow up and I take over the house, I still own you. You was my man when we was 6, but you still got to go out there and pick that hay. And so these images, in my opinion, take this situation and say, oh, we cool until some go down. Right. When it go down,
I'm on this side.
I got to go over here. I got to fight with the Confederate flag. You got to go over there with there's no flag. Mm-hmm. Confederate flag, no flag. Guns over here, no guns over there. Sad, man.
So here's my other thing too, and I know we got to wrap up, man, but I just really need you guys' opinion because I've been trying to figure this out. With the forced retirement of Jeffrey from Toys R Us, the giraffe, where does he vacation? Where's he going?
Yo, hold on. I just want to. You guys don't. Hold on. You aren't seeing this, and it's but this is the image that she put up on her Facebook page. I just want to try to get this up because I did a lot of talking, but I didn't actually show it.
Now you did do a lot of talking. Now that's true. That's very true. Man. No, you did. You did a lot of talking.
I didn't say anything stupid like where does Jeffrey go on vacation? Where does a fictitious?
No, listen. No, it's
all right, go. Say what you got to say, goofball. Goodness gracious. You know what, Lamont? You are the Dame Dash of Three Black Guys with a Mic.
No, I'm saying what you're doing is you're feeding into more of, because every day, whether, again, we want to realize it or not, we are bombarded with negative. From the time we wake up to the time that we go to sleep. And then we can find out that Toys R Us was like a thing. You know what I mean? Like, that brought you joy. You feel what I'm saying? And we got to try to find joy other than the liquor bottle or for some in the pill bottle or for others in the marijuana bottle. Because it ain't no joy out here, dog.
The marijuana comes in the bottle now?
I want to just say, I didn't even know there was a Jeffrey until
you didn't?
Toys R Us was going out of business, so I'm sorry.
You didn't know a giraffe? Come on, bro.
I knew the image, but I didn't know, it was a real life Jeffrey in these streets.
And
you didn't know.
Well, can we get back to the serious part? Did you put the image up?
I did. It was up.
Okay, good. All right, cool, no problem. Right now, you could probably make some money. You get you some Jeffrey outfits. You can stand on the corner. Look, y'all need to make a little extra dollars. You go out there on Sunset Boulevard. You go out there at the, Chelsea Pier, Navy Pier, with the Jeffrey outfit on. You might make $100 a day.
Lamont, you were a Toys R Us kid when you were a kid?
Of course. I grew up in a black neighborhood. Yes.
Were you a Toys R Us kid, Spudd?
I was not. I was JCPenney and Fingerhut all day.
You wasn't a Toys R Us kid, man? Now, let's be clear. It was an event, so you got it for Christmas for sure. Maybe you hit it for a birthday, and maybe if you got like a couple stars on your report card, you know what I'm saying, like 4th grade, you got the O's instead of the N's. I don't know if you all had that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
The O was for outstanding.
The S was for
satisfactory, and the N is bad, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
N is your mama coming up there?
N stood for needs improvement, but in my house, N stood for needs an ass whipping.
Yes, you get an ass whipping. So if you got a whole lot of O's and a couple of S's, listen, you might get a 20 ball, and you can go to Toys R Us and get it how you live.
Wait a minute. The kid got
20
the 20 ball nowadays. The 20 ball.
You ain't get a 20. This is like in the 70s, bro. You know what I'm
saying? We had a joint up the street from us called Kitty World. And Kitty World had everything. It was a big, humongous joint. And it was like bikes, pools, all of that on one side. Then it had all the regular toys, you know. And the one thing I wanted more than anything was, as a kid, you remember the Stomper? It was like a little Tonka truck type device that had a battery in it, and it would just go at like almost.
We didn't have those in Detroit, bro. No, that wasn't. No,
y'all had the Stomper. You did have the Stomper.
Okay. Last year we got into an argument about 4th of July. Anybody doing anything special tomorrow?
I'm gonna put some food on the grill.
Oh, okay, good. That's nice. Good for you. All right, Lamont, you putting lobsters on the grill?
It's so funny you say that because I'm supposed to be at the butcher in the morning. I'm gonna see what he got in fresh. You know what I'm saying? So it might be some lobster. It might be a chop or two. I don't know, man. It's a lot of stress in the world. I'm trying to figure. I don't care what y'all say. I'm not worried about 4th of July. I'm worried how my man with bad credit got $1 billion from the judge's son.
Well, I'm gonna see my butcher today too. Wally is going to probably hook up something when I go over there. Probably
your butcher open on Sunday?
Yeah, Wally, Walmart.
Oh, no.
I'm not in. I'm not in your America. I'm in the other America.
That's cool. I'll get you. I'm trying to get in that $1 billion loan in America. How about that?
I would love to be in there too. And if I got $1 billion, you know how I would keep it?
How?
Shopping at Walmart.
Okay.
That's how Warren Buffett does
That's
it.
how Warren Buffett does it.
I'm going like T. Rump. You see Mar-a-Lago. They got gold toilets down there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
According to some folks, they ain't really gold, but you know.
Yeah, I did see that. You saw that health report? Mm-hmm. The health inspection?
Yeah, it was like he got blasted.
78?
Yeah.
I thought that was New Jersey.
Now Mar-a-Lago got teed up a bunch of times on health reports.
Yeah.
Went down there serving flies to people.
Listen, man, dude winning, man. I don't care what y'all say. He's winning. I think he's going to win again, and I might just have to get a ticket on this Trump train, man, to see what's happening.
Oh, wow.
I had to get at the Maynard. You good with that, Maynard?
On the Trump train. All aboard!
Yeah, listen, man.
Next stop, Coonville.
Beans and cornbread. Beans and cornbread. It's all right.
Making stops at Coonville, Uncle Tom's Cabin, and sell out Negro.
Right.
Maybe I can get down with what's the two girls' names? The one that always sipping
Silk
the juice
and
and the little
Diamond and Silk, or
yeah. Maybe I call it Diamond and Silk. See if we can get some of their
fake ass finessence and Quest.
Yeah, but real talk, and then we can go after this. I did see Homeboy that does the show on the NRA. The black dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's strong though. He's strong. Yeah. So I mean, people was trying to make dude seem like he was a clown, but he's strong. Now,
no. Homeboy he not no clown. He doing his thing.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't mad at him. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with, the way that Dana Lash and, all the rest of those people, position the NRA and the way that they actually talk about, the lack of guns, especially when you talk about Maryland and, I ain't feeling that. But no, Homeboy, he's strong. He good people.
He's strong. So what's up, man? I mean,
he's an op. He's an op, man. He's an agent, man.
No, you're right. And he's an attorney.
He's an op. No,
see,
man.
We gotta learn how to love each other, man. Even we don't agree.
He ain't trying to love us. He's insidious. His game might be strong, but when you reading from the master's plan, a lot of that sounds good.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think my man's reading from the master's plan.
You think?
I think he just got a difference of opinion. I think he's pro-gun, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with being pro-gun.
Right.
I think that there's something wrong with being pro-gun in the sense of, just because all these people are getting killed, let's get more guns. That I got an issue with. But I ain't mad at you for pro-gun. Listen, if you want, you got the right to protect yourself. You got the right to protect yourself.
I'm not talking about that part. What I'm talking about is what he did to twist Killer Mike. And Killer Mike, obviously, he volunteered himself to be there. But what they did is they edited and removed pieces to kind of make it so that they're like, oh, guess what? Remember, we used to say a lot of times when we worked together at Radio 1, you know what I'm saying? Put my stamp on that. We're gonna certify that. That's stamped. That's official. Him going and pursuing Killer Mike for the interview and then allowing either himself or the team that he works with to edit out excerpts to make it appear that Killer Mike was doing such and such or saying such and such is him saying, guess what, black people? Killer Mike just stamped what we're saying as official. Killer Mike certified. And he knew that he was a part of that. And he knew that when they asked him to reach out to Killer Mike, that's what they were going to do with that information in that interview.
I think Killer Mike kind of brought that on himself.
Right. And I was going to say, because Killer Mike
set himself up. Killer Mike set himself up.
He always talked about guns.
I think my man, what's his name? Can you get his name? I think my man's position was his position, period. I think Killer Mike got in the room and was like, oh, shit. I'm with the NRA. I'm about to NRA it. I'm about to
beans and corn.
And I think that he did that out, and don't diss to Killer Mike because I like Killer Mike. I think he did that out of the excitement. I think he did that out of the opportunity. Oh my gosh, I'm in a different room. I'm speaking to different people. I am justified. In the sense of my pro-gun views, but I don't think that my man danced, at all. I think my man kind of stands by his views a little bit. I kind of am rocking out.
His name is Colin Noir. Is I think Colin, but I don't think that's his real name. That's like his, his.
Op name. That's his op name.
That's his op name. Now, and look, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be pro-gun. I'm just saying that they knew when they got Killer Mike, they were looking for somebody to certify and make official their position. That's all. He's an op.
Okay. Can we go now, or we got more?
I think I got it out. I mean, I finished my list with Costco, and I'm good.
Is that what you do during this podcast?
Well, I got a list I got to make. You know how you go to the store and you forget certain stuff, and then you be like, And Costco's a project, you know what I'm saying? Because you going in there, you got to go heavy, you got to break it all down. So I just make sure my list was good.
We'll know when we're done, Spudd, when Lamont just decides to get up and leave. When he just yanks the cord on the camera, to be like, oh, I guess we're done. I mean, I imagine that means the end.
All right, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Let me say this last thing. Do you think this march, the march that happened, on Saturday for the immigrants, is that gonna make some change?
Made it. Wow.
I think a lot of pressure has been brought on the administration to change in some ways. Obviously, Trump signed that one order, then he kind of backtracked. But at the very least, we know that the constant drumbeat of the pressure from the media and people in these streets. Also, so many religious leaders have stood up and said, you can't go out here separating these families. So I think that's going to make change. Do I think it's going to be a complete? Is it going to be like, oh, we're going to get the change that we were actually looking for? I think it's going to be less than that. I don't think it's going to be.
Can you tell me a solution though before we go on? So I know we're way over. Sorry, you guys. But what do you think a solution is? Right? I mean, you think about it. I was telling my wife this yesterday. I was think about this. Your situation got to be very, very, very bad for you to say, I'm going to leave this area, travel thousands of miles to the United States for the possibility to get in, possibly lose my child, lose my family, lose everything, be detained, be deported.
To crystallize that statement is, I'd rather live in prison in America than free in my own country.
Right.
And that means that country is desperate in many ways. So I think the simple enough answer is, it starts with, look, we were talking about spending $28 billion for a wall. I could probably pay Mexico for the next 26 years $1 billion just to improve their economy.
Right.
And therefore they become the more attractive job community, they become people. Either the Mexican folks want to stay, and those who are immigrating from further south want to come to Mexico, and they could probably find a means to employ people because, look, Mexico is not a small place; it's a big country. They can withstand taking on, a couple 100,000, million people or whatever, what have you, and find jobs. If we inject $1 billion into them annually as a partner. We don't have to build a wall. We create a new partner. But
I was saying that same thing in regards to the partnership. This is where the point of and not to what you were saying, but I was saying, this is the part where Donald Trump can pick up the phone, call the president of Mexico and say, look, I'm spending millions of dollars to hold your people in America, right? Your people are coming to America. We're detaining them. We're spending money on food, keeping them occupied, so forth and so on. They're separating the families, blah, 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 blah. I need you to get your military to stand at the border. When we catch them, we're going to bring them back. Y'all going to put them in the truck. Y'all take them back home.
Spud,
I'm just saying.
Can you stop with this foolishness? And I'm going to tell you why. Maynard, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you this contract, right? I'm going to give you this contract for like $800 million, right?
That's
all
sir.
you got to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All you got to do is you got to house these Mexicans that's coming across the border. Put up some chain link fences from Lowe's.
Okay.
Get them some cots from Costco. Don't give them no real blankets now. Give them some some little foil kind of things or whatever.
Oh, Mylar. Yes, sir.
Mylar. You know what I'm saying? And you can get this bread. What you gonna say?
So when do we start?
Exactly. So put all that pie in the sky. We're not doing that, dog. This is about that bread.
Okay. You're right.
That's it. His homies is getting bread. Maynard, I think you said this before. The more butts you have in the jails, the more money is being generated.
That's right. You arrest people, then you pay some guy named Jeb overtime to be around.
So these people were in Chicago yesterday in 90-degree weather. You know what I'm saying? Protesting, which I'm not saying that it's not bad to protest, but the reality is that Donald Trump does not know that these people, I don't even know if he understands they even exist. Like, does Donald Trump know that I'm making a payment arrangement? No. You know why? Because he's getting $1 billion loan from the son of a Supreme Court justice.
I bet you what I would like for somebody to do is to ask him who he pardoned, a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
I want somebody to be like, did you ever talk to the woman that you pardoned?
Exactly.
I'm betting that he's going to say,
no.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
Wait, I pardoned somebody?
Right.
I can do that?
Right. So, Maynard, this is what I need you to do, dog, and then we can wrap this up. I'm going to click off after this. You need to call your homies at the DNC and say, listen, y'all are still playing checkers. And this dude is playing chess, and his chess game is only about the bread. I don't think he cares anything about this country. He's about making sure that his crew has that bread. Maynard, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm sitting there looking at all of this now. He could care less what people think about him, period. He down with his circle, and that's it. And if you ain't in the circle, the hell with you. The hell with you and your payment arrangement, Lamonte Hayes.
Damn.
Because that's the word of the day, payment arrangement.
Get your payment arrangements together.
Alexa, set up payment arrangements for Sprint.
Get your payment arrangements together.
Get with y'all again next Tuesday. Get yourself a T-shirt online at 3blackguyswiththemic.com. Go to the Facebook page and join the conversation. Thank you so very much to everybody who made a comment last week. I forgot your names. I'm sorry. Don't be gassing Maynard up on the Facebook page.
Yo.
There's a lot we got to deal with on the back end of that. So let's not do that.
Shout out to my man Al. My man Al Mays. Al Mays Barbershop.
Everybody will be giving Maynard props on, you know what I'm saying, on the Facebook page. Chill out with that. You guys don't know what we got to deal with on the back end of that. So, there's too much headache we got to deal with on the back end. So, don't gas them up on that. We'll do it again next Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Three Black Guys with the Mic. We holla.